Hey everyone, we're Nicole and Xtiana from Red Velvet Techno on WTBU, the beat of Boston University.
And we're here with Rebecca Perl. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're going to start off with a few background-based intro questions.
Okay.
All right, so growing up, who were your favorite musical artists?
I grew up listening to John Mayer, mostly, I think. Also the Dave Matthews Band, and of course the Beatles and James Taylor from my parents. So a lot of the singer-songwriter music.
Nice. How do you think that influenced your sound?
I think it's influenced me like totally because I started songwriting because of Dave Matthews Band, and I started playing guitar because of John Mayer, and so all of those artists have influenced me completely.
Okay, now how would you describe your sound?
I'd say it's folk, acoustic folk, maybe with a little bit of jazz infusion in there.
And in pretty much all your videos you play guitar. Is that your primary instrument?
Yeah, I grew up playing the piano from a very young age, and then I moved on to the violin, and then the French horn, and then finally picked up the guitar. So the guitar was like the fourth instrument, but the best one, I think.
Do you ever think you'll incorporate any of your other instruments into your songs, like a French horn, solo?
I don't know about the French horn. I played it for like a couple of years, and I haven't played it since. If I picked it up now, I would never know how to play it. But the piano is something that I'd like to incorporate into my own music, definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from New York.
So
I
you're
originally
into
grew up in Long Island.
So you're into the music scene?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So from a young age, you knew that it was something that you wanted to do?
I knew a lot of my family plays the guitar and piano, so I knew that I was going to play an instrument, but I didn't know if I would try to do it as a career, I think, until later on in life. But I always loved music and art. I was always an artist, so kind of had a knack for the arts.
What was the turning point where you decided, I want to do this for your career?
Probably at the end of college, I think. I was writing a lot of music towards the end of college, and I was in love with writing it. And so when I graduated, I said, this is really the time to do it. And so I went for it, and writing has been a part of my life for a long time. So.
Did you go to school for music?
I didn't. I went for graphic design and advertising. I was in the art school, though. I took one class in music, and that was it. I learned how to play the guitar through the computer, and all by ear, really.
That's fantastic.
Thanks.
We are really excited to hear the songs that you came with, hear your nice blues folk acoustic vibe. So if you want to take it away.
All right. So this song is called So Good to Me, and it's from my brand new album that I released in April called Rendezvous. So this one's so good to me.
The way you turned around really turns me on. I knew you felt it deep down all along. And now that you've arrived, I've gotten used to this place. Things are changing every day. You're so good to me, so good to me, so good to me. I wanna be good to you, so good to you, so good. You're so good to me, so good to me, so good to me. I wanna be good to you, so good to you, so good. You give me love that money cannot buy. Rings and roses only last a while. But don't you stop bringing me lovely gifts. Oh, I can't lie, I don't mind every moment it brings, yeah. Loving you is like loving sun on a rainy day. Loving you is like walking through that mud that may. If love is blind, then I can't see a goddamn thing. So give me love, yeah. Give me love. Can I be a little greedy and take more than I have? You're so good to me, so good to me, so good to me. I wanna be good to you, so good to you, so good. You're so good to me, so good to me, so good to me. I wanna be good to you, so good to you, so good. I wake wake up in the morning, I'm glad that you're here. Whispers in my ear, you're playing with my hair. Walking 2nd Avenue and I start getting cold. So you slip your hands in mine and it feels so, 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 so good to me. So good to me, so good to me. I wanna be good to you, so good to you, so good. You're so good to me, so good to me, so good to me. I wanna be good to you, so good to you, so good.
I had a couple of more songs for you. This next song is also a song from the new album Rendezvous. It's called Goodbye, Goodbye.
Baby, baby, can't you see more than just your one night stand? Take me or leave me, don't just hang around. You can take all of your money and count all the numbers and see how far you get. If that's what it's all about, then goodbye, goodbye. Oh, honey, honey, please don't leave. I'm in need of you to stay. The way you're begging and begging, it's pushing me away. So I'm gone to the place that I'm from, and you can't take that away. You're only gonna hold me back, then goodbye, goodbye. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool for loving you. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool for loving you. You want me for all the wrong reasons, I should have known it from hello. While I was falling in love with someone I didn't know. See, I don't need ones like you, and there's nothing you can do to keep my hand off the door. I hope it burns with each step I take. Goodbye, goodbye. Oh, I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool for loving you. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool for loving you. Goodbye, goodbye, so long. Think it's time that we carry on. Goodbye, goodbye, once more. I hope you found what you've been searching for. 'Cause I'm a fool for loving you, yeah. I'm a fool for loving you, yeah. I'm a fool for loving you, but I'm no fool for you. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool for loving you. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool. I'm a fool for love, I'm a fool for loving you, but I'm no fool for you.
That one is Goodbye, Goodbye. And the last song I'm going to play is one of the first songs that I wrote and released, and it's called Before I Fall. I released it a couple of years ago now, and it's still one of my favorite ones. So.
thought that I'd see you again, but I didn't. It's been a while since we've spoken, since I've known you, and I've wondered where you've been. I go crazy when I'm with you, and I go crazy when I'm without you. It might be best to walk away right now, before I fall right back into your arms. There were times when I thought you'd come back and bring me roses, standing by the door. There were times when I thought you were gone and there was nothing more. But I go crazy when I'm with you, and I go crazy when I'm without you. It might be best to walk away right now, before I fall right back into your arms. Ooh. Crazy when I'm with you, and I go crazy when I'm without you. It might be best to walk away right now, before I fall right back into your arms, before I fall right back into your arms, before I fall right back into your arms.
Those were great. Thanks
That's
for
awesome.
playing them
Thank
for
you.
us. Now you said like 2 of those were off of your album Rendezvous. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's my first debut album. I'd released a couple EPs in the past couple of years, but I never got to record like a masterpiece, you know? So that was my first album. It's got 13 songs on it, and it's all acoustic. I'm really proud of it, so if you would like to check it out, you should check it out. It's on iTunes, and it was released just a few months ago, so it's pretty new.
Okay, awesome.
And with your EPs, how do you think your sound has changed from EP to the full length?
I think it's a little more mature, maybe, the words in the songs, and also a little more folky and maybe a little more country than my other EPs. Yeah.
And you write your own music.
Yeah.
Is there any particular song that stands out, you writing it?
From the album?
Yeah.
Probably Goodbye, Goodbye. It's one of my favorites now, and whenever I play it live, it feels good, and I get a good reaction from it. So I think that one stands out the most out of all of them. And then there's, of course, a few more that stand out, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be Goodbye, Goodbye.
Speaking of getting a good reaction, I know you're on tour with Howie Day right now. How is that going?
It's good. Tonight's actually my 3rd show with him at the Iron Horse in Northampton, and he's amazing. Every time I watch him play, I have a great time, and I love opening for him. So it's been a lot of fun.
And now we know you've toured before with multiple groups, including with Olivia Newton-John. So what's the experience of touring like? How do you feel when you're out there on the road?
I love it. I get a high off of it because I get to, performing in front of more and more people is what I want to do, you know. So traveling is a lot of fun for me, and all the new people I get to perform in front of. is amazing. Especially opening for artists like that, like Olivia Newton-John and you know, Howie Day. They have such great fans, and I get to share the fans with them on that night, which is really cool.
Is there any particular tour that really like stood out to you as a favorite or best experience you've ever had?
There was one time I was touring at the beginning of the year with Ryan Cabrera, Teddy Geiger, and Tyler Hilton, and that was awesome. And there was one show, I think it was in Baltimore, where people were actually singing my music with me. So I think that was the best memory so far of touring in itself.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, touring is fun, but it's also very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do to unwind?
Play more music. I don't know. I honestly, I love the whole act of touring, and it does get tiring if you're doing show after show, but it's still just as exciting as, you know, the first few shows I ever did.
Is there any fun story that happened to you while on tour? Fan story? Or tour story?
Well, that other story I just told about how those fans were like, play Goodbye, Goodbye, and that was what I was saying before, is that Goodbye, Goodbye happens to be one of those songs that people like off the album. And I think that was probably the best memory so far. Yeah. And also with Howie Day, when we were in D.C., I think, which I love performing in D.C., they're so supportive there. A lot of people just said the nicest things to me, and it was really, really cool being with those people.
It's really exciting. And we see that you're working with musicians on call. What is that like?
So Musicians on Call, you get to go to all different hospitals, all over the country actually, but since I live in New York, I've been going to the ones in New York. And I get to play for patients in the hospital, and it makes their day. So it's really cool, and anybody could do it. All you have to do is sign up for it. So it's been pretty cool to play for people that, you know, don't really get to have that excitement in their daily lives all the time.
Is there any particular experience from that really stood out for you as well?
There was one guy I played at the NYU hospital, and there was one guy who asked me to sign my CD for him, which is cool, and he really, really enjoyed it, and he was just so thankful that I came that day just to bring them a little bit of live music, and he was a music lover, so it was cool to play for him.
That's really awesome. So I think that's all we have for you today, but thank you so much for coming down to WTBU and sharing some of your stuff with us.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to grab Rebecca Perl's album, Rendezvous, on iTunes now. You can watch her on tour, and you can check that out at RebeccaPerl.com. Check out her YouTube, Rebecca Perl. Like her on Facebook, Rebecca Perl Music, and don't forget to follow her on Twitter at Beck Perl. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.